A woman nearing 40 was abandoned by her husband, who believed she had lost her charm and started a relationship with a much younger girl from his office. After going through the pain of a failed marriage, she decided to travel for a while to clear her mind. Just as she finished loading her luggage into the car and was about to leave, her ex-husband suddenly arrived with their daughter. Because he had urgent business to deal with, he asked Solène to take their daughter to a music festival. Solène originally wanted to refuse directly, but in order not to disappoint her daughter, she reluctantly agreed. And so, Solène brought her daughter to the music festival, but the moment they arrived, her daughter immediately ran off with her friends to watch their favorite singer perform, leaving Solène standing there feeling completely out of place. Perhaps it was the generation gap that made it impossible for her to blend in, or perhaps the noisy music simply did not interest her. So Solène walked into a lounge and prepared to pass the time by reading a book. At that moment, a woman about her age interrupted her.
Getting mooned. What? Once a moonhead, always a moonhead.
I'm here with my daughter and...
So which one is your favorite?
Solène had absolutely no interest in celebrity fandom, so she made an excuse about going to the restroom in order to end the awkward conversation. Solène went outside looking for a restroom and happened to see a woman stepping down from a trailer, so she assumed that was the restroom and walked toward it, completely unaware that the trailer was someone's private space. Solène waited anxiously outside, and finally the door opened. The man was instantly captivated by Solène's stunning beauty.
Do you mind?
Oh, you want to use the bathroom?
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Because she was in such a hurry to use the restroom, Solène did not notice that the man standing in front of her was actually a hugely popular singer. After she finished and came out, she saw the man still standing there and assumed he might have some strange habit that made him wait outside.
Are you a part of that ASMR community that gets off on listening to people pee?
No,
Because I don't think you can just go around assuming...
It's actually my trailer.
This is your trailer?
Yeah, I'm in the band. We're performing on the main stage. And now I'm Hayes Campbell.
August Moon?
Yeah.
Only then did Solène suddenly realize that she had accidentally entered someone else's private space. Embarrassed, Solène tried to leave, but Hayes unexpectedly felt an inexplicable attraction to the woman in front of him, so he called out to her and even asked if she wanted to hang out sometime. After realizing his intention, Solène did not want to embarrass the young star by rejecting him outright, so she stayed for a moment and explained that she had come with her daughter, and she also declined Hayes' invitation for a drink because she had to drive. Just then, his manager walked in and told Hayes that it was time to prepare for the performance. To Solène's surprise, Hayes casually took off his shirt right in front of her, and Solène shyly turned around immediately. Yet Hayes' strong figure and youthful energy still made Solène secretly glance at him through the mirror. After he finished getting dressed, the manager came in again and interrupted the two of them. Taking advantage of the moment while he was busy, Solène quietly slipped out of the dressing room. Little did she know that the gears of fate between them had already begun to turn. When they arrived at the autograph event, the band August Moon appeared and immediately sent the fans into a frenzy. Only then did Solène realize how incredibly popular the band was among young people. The moment Hayes sat down, he spotted Solène in the crowd, and the two exchanged a smile that made Solène's heart suddenly flutter. She followed her daughter to get their autograph.
And still don't know your name.
I'm Solène.
At that moment, the manager came over again to urge them to prepare for the stage performance. Once they reached the stage, the August Moon Band performed with full passion, and their explosive energy instantly ignited the entire crowd. Encouraged by her daughter, Solène even found herself swaying along with the music. Everything seemed to be going normally until the lead singer Hayes suddenly changed the performance flow.
I met someone tonight. I feel a little inspired. I'm planning on doing this, but...
The tightly guarded heart inside Solène began to stir under the charm of the young man in front of her. At the end of the song, he waved goodbye to Solène, but she never imagined that the two of them would meet again. At Solène's 40th birthday party, her friends gathered around to celebrate and offer their blessings. One of her friends asked her what it felt like to turn 40.
It feels very, very sweet.
Hi.
I don't know. I think I just feel really grateful. I'm glad to be here. I'm grateful to be here.
After everything she had experienced, Solène now looked at life with greater calmness, and she was also enjoying the life she had now. Suddenly, a man walked into the kitchen and expressed his admiration for Solène, even asking if she would like to have dinner with him next week. But Solène politely declined with a smile. One day while Solène was working in her studio, Hayes unexpectedly appeared in her shop without warning.
Hey,
Hi.
I don't know if you remember me, but we met in Coachella.
Yes, I remember you.
Hayes claimed that his apartment needed a large number of art pieces. Believing him, Solène warmly showed him around the shop and carefully introduced each piece.
So cool. I'll take them all.
What?
If you could bubble wrap them or whatever, and then I'll send someone over later just to pick them up.
Hayes continued to look around and said he liked every artwork, but Solène suddenly froze in place, seeing him buying art as casually as if he were picking fruit. Solène could not help stepping forward and scolding him for his lack of seriousness, but Hayes explained that he genuinely liked the artworks and even asked if there were more to see.
Well, if you have nothing left to show me, then I'm gonna have to go find another art gallery owned by a different art dealer.
I have a friend. She's an artist I like very much. She has a warehouse in Glendale. She's not there right now, but I happen to have a key.
So Solène drove Hayes to a friend's warehouse. In order to avoid fans, Hayes simply lay down in the car, and the two of them quickly avoided being followed. Soon they arrived at a warehouse, and as soon as they stepped inside, Solène shared her favorite painting with Hayes.
What's it called?
Unclose me.
What do you feel when you look at it?
Everything.
The two of them began to open their hearts and talk about their lives, from childhood memories to dreams, and from dreams to reality. And every topic made them understand each other a little more. Solène suddenly realized that they had been talking for such a long time in such a hot warehouse. Taking the opportunity, Hayes confessed his feelings to her.
I feel like I don't meet people like you very often. And most people think they already know me. Hayes Campbell. It's not me. I don't know. You didn't seem to care. I think you're smart. And, you know, you're also you're hot or whatever.
Hot.
Or whatever. So I guess what I'm doing here is just trying to get to know you better.
Looking into Hayes' deep eyes, Solène saw sincerity, and she began to develop feelings for him as well. Even on the drive back, Solène kept unconsciously glancing at Hayes beside her, and sparks quietly appeared whenever their eyes met. The two originally planned to have lunch at a restaurant, but on the way they unexpectedly ran into Hayes' fans. Seeing the situation, Solène suggested that they could go to her house and have sandwiches instead. As soon as Hayes walked in, he praised Solène's home for feeling warm and comfortable. Solène busily prepared lunch in the kitchen while Hayes quietly watched her from the side. Even though there was an age difference between them, they seemed to have endless things to talk about and even felt comfortable sharing the secrets hidden deep in their hearts. Although it was only a simple sandwich, Hayes felt it was incredibly delicious. He then took the initiative to ask about Solène's previous relationship. The question made Solène pause for a moment, but she soon began to talk about that chapter of her life. She and her ex-husband fell in love during college. They got married not long after graduation, and the birth of their daughter once lit up her entire world. But as they both became busy with work, her husband's betrayal shattered the happy life she once had. Since then, she no longer believed in love and devoted all her energy to her daughter and her career.
And maybe we're not all done.
I'll take that under consideration, Hayes Campbell.
As their eyes met, the seed of love quietly began to grow between them. The young man in front of her unexpectedly gave her a sense of comfort she had not felt for a long time. Just as the atmosphere grew more intense, the ringing of a phone suddenly pulled them both back to reality. While Solène answered the call, Hayes quietly walked over to the piano and began to play. The moving melody seemed to tell the story of their emotions and instantly touched Solène's heart. Drawn by the beautiful music, Solène walked toward him, but just as she approached, Hayes suddenly stopped playing. He gently took Solène's hand, and she could not help but lean in and kiss him. The echoing piano notes quickly brought Solène back to reality.
I could be your mother.
You're not.
But I could be.
You're not.
No. Can I take you back to your hotel?
No matter how much Hayes tried to persuade her, The age difference between them felt like a barrier she could not cross. She was also afraid that she would fall too deeply, and she believed it would be better to extinguish this burning spark early so neither of them would be hurt more in the future. But Hayes had no intention of giving up so easily. He deliberately removed his watch and left it on the table before thanking Solène for the meal and leaving. But the moment he left, her daughter came home. Solène hurriedly fixed her messy hair, yet her perceptive daughter seemed to sense that something unusual had happened.
Are you okay? I'm fine.
She quickly made up an excuse to distract her curious daughter, and only then did she notice the watch Hayes had left behind. Solène later drove her daughter to summer camp, and watching her daughter's youthful and lively figure reminded her of her own younger days. After saying goodbye to her daughter, Solène returned alone to her villa and quietly enjoyed the peaceful moment by herself. However, at that very moment, her phone suddenly received a message from an unfamiliar number. At first, she thought it had been sent by mistake, but soon the sender revealed his identity. In the message, Hayes expressed how much he missed Solène and even sent her the address where he was staying, hoping she would come to see him. Solène's heart began to waver, and an irresistible curiosity slowly grew inside her. Before going to sleep that night, she could not help opening her computer and watching videos of Hayes' band. Seeing the bright and energetic young man dancing passionately on stage stirred something deep inside her heart. She picked up the watch beside her, and finally decided to set aside all her doubts and bravely pursue her own happiness. So under the excuse of returning the watch, she boarded a plane to New York. During the flight, her mind was filled entirely with the image of the young man. Dressed elegantly, she arrived at the hotel where Hayes was staying, and inside the elevator she began to feel nervous. Even though Solène was already 40 years old, her extraordinary beauty still made her shine. She gently knocked on the door, and when Hayes saw the woman he had been thinking about standing before him, his joy was impossible to hide. On that romantic night, the two of them shared a warm and unforgettable moment together. Afterward, Hayes played the guitar for Solène and told her a story from his past that few people knew. Several years earlier, Hayes had eagerly hoped to collaborate with his musical idol, but instead he ended up being used as a prop in a staged birthday photo for the idol's daughter.
I think that's my greatest fear in life. That I'm a joke.
You're not a joke.
Solène woke up to Hayes' singing, and the two of them soon realized that reality would begin to test their relationship. Hayes was about to begin a tour across Europe. Facing Hayes' repeated invitations, Solène finally spoke about the concerns in her heart.
What about what people will say?
I don't care what they say.
Looking into Hayes' determined eyes, Solène decided to set aside her worries. And so, she began traveling the world with Hayes as he started his global tour. Hayes introduced Solène to everyone as his art consultant. They flew from one city to another, and at every concert Solène quietly watched Hayes perform from backstage. Hayes also expressed his deep feelings for Solène through the lyrics of his songs. They traveled while attending the tour, strolling through the streets together without caring about the attention of others. When night fell, they ran freely through the rain. Solène's charming smile influenced every movement Hayes made. The two raised their glasses in a bar and talked about life like a couple deeply in love. But their intimate moments were secretly photographed by the media. Solène's daughter called to check on her, and she became suspicious after hearing a male voice on the phone. Solène had no choice but to say it was one of her clients, because she was not yet ready to tell her daughter about their relationship. Hayes said he understood Solène, but he wished he could tell the entire world that they were together. Hayes brought Solène to a seaside villa for a vacation, hoping to relax after the tension of recent days. Solène originally planned to go swimming in a swimsuit, but when she saw the energetic young girls by the pool, she suddenly felt a little insecure. Time had still left a few traces on her, and in the end she chose to appear in front of everyone fully dressed. People joked that after being with Solène, Hayes had begun to act like a middle-aged man, and their words were filled with sarcasm and doubt about the relationship. This instantly angered Hayes, and he firmly responded to defend Solène. They then asked how the two of them had first met.
In my trailer?
And then Hayes, really upped the ante when he dedicated a song to me. Closer? Yes.
We do that when one of us finds a girl, or in Hayes' case, a woman. Cute. We pretend to change the set list at the last minute.
Solène had thought that the song was Hayes' personal confession to her, but it turned out that it was something the band often used to charm women. Solène had believed that Hayes truly liked her, and at that moment she felt embarrassed and tried to find an excuse to leave. Hayes quickly followed her, feeling deceived. Solène packed her luggage and planned to leave. Hayes desperately tried to stop her and confessed his true feelings, saying that from the very first moment he saw Solène, he had been deeply captivated by her. Through the time they spent together, he realized he had fallen hopelessly in love with her, and despite his public identity, he wished he could tell the entire world that they loved each other. But Solène could not hear any of it at that moment. Her previous relationship had left deep scars, and she refused to believe Hayes' sweet words again.
Dear friends, if the roles were reversed, do you think anyone else would give a shit? Or judge? I mean, did anyone with Daniel and Eva?
Izzy did. Tracy did. I did. I do.
So what, you're ashamed of me? Is that it?
I am ashamed.
After hearing this, Hayes felt a deep sense of despair. At this point, the two had no choice but to part ways. Solène left the watch behind, bringing their relationship to an end. On the plane, she felt unbearable sadness, and tears kept falling from her eyes. When she dragged her heavy luggage back home, she noticed a strange package lying on the floor. She opened the envelope and hurriedly unwrapped the package, only to discover it was her favorite painting. She remembered mentioning it only once to Hayes, yet he had quietly remembered it, secretly bought it, and sent it to her home in advance. At that moment, her heart was filled with conflict. She could feel Hayes' sincerity, but she was afraid of being hurt again. The next day, her ex-husband and his girlfriend arrived to give their daughter a car as a birthday gift. From friends, he had heard about Solène's relationship with a celebrity, and instead of offering congratulations, he spoke with sarcasm. Unexpectedly, his girlfriend said something surprising.
Please know I'm not unaware of his stunning hypocrisy. I'm leaving him.
Why are you telling me this?
Because I wanted you to know the truth.
That night, Solène lay awake in bed, unable to sleep, when she suddenly received a message from Hayes telling her to stay away from the internet, which left her very confused. Even though she wanted to follow Hayes' advice, curiosity pushed her to open her computer. Solène's life soon faced serious disturbance, as her phone constantly received insulting messages from strangers. While picking up her daughter from school, a classmate's mother approached to shake her hand and even said Solène was her idol, and someone held up a phone asking for a photo with her, which made her feel very uncomfortable. Facing her daughter's questions, Solène finally confessed her relationship with Hayes and explained that they had already ended things.
You like him? Yeah, I do.
Her daughter realized that her mother had truly taken the relationship seriously, and she encouraged her mother to bravely pursue her happiness, saying she hoped her mother would always be happy. Her daughter's support filled Solène with comfort, and in the end she decided to be brave once more. Hayes also finished his tour and returned to Los Angeles. While recording in the studio, he suddenly saw the woman he had been thinking about day and night.
It was horrible. Seems to have died down. Maybe it doesn't have to end.
All right, I've had a moment.
Her daughter's support became Solène's greatest motivation, because she wanted her mother to be happy. From then on, they no longer cared about society's judgment. They walked openly through the streets together, ran and exercised together, and no longer tried to avoid the cameras of photographers. Facing overwhelming online discussions about their relationship, they both deleted all their social media apps. They firmly believed that once the attention faded, people would gradually forget their relationship, and someday they would live like ordinary people again. But suddenly her ex-husband angrily came to the house, because he had divorced his new wife and now wanted to reconcile with Solène. Solène stepped out and interrupted their conversation. Seeing Solène dating a man much younger than her made the ex-husband jealous and irritated, and he began lecturing her about how she should behave.
I mean, come back to reality for just a moment here. Do you have any idea what they're saying about you?
No.
Facing Solène's unwavering gaze, the ex-husband had no choice but to leave with their daughter. The constant presence of photographers seriously affected Solène's normal life and even disrupted the business at her store, forcing the employees to hang a sign announcing a temporary closure. But the public attention only grew stronger, and it even began affecting her daughter's school life. Facing whispers and judgment from classmates left her daughter feeling helpless and troubled. With no other choice, Solène sent her daughter to stay with her ex-husband for a while. When she returned home, a group of gossip reporters surrounded her, and although Solène ignored them, the pressure felt overwhelming. The online discussions continued to grow, filled with criticism and harsh words directed at her. The invisible pressure became unbearable, and tears kept falling from her eyes. Perhaps from the very beginning they should never have been together. In the end, she made a painful decision and returned the watch to Hayes once again.
It's too much for her. I mean, it's actually insane. I mean, she didn't sign up for any of this, and it's too much for her. And I have to put her first.
I mean, look, I could quit. I could quit all of it. I'm fine with doing that. I could do that.
It would just get worse.
Please don't do this, Solène. Please.
Please just go.
Solène did not want Hayes to risk everything for her, and she did not dare respond to his promises, leaving only a heavy silence between them. Hayes understood Solène's answer and quietly walked away. Losing Hayes left her unable to sleep, and suddenly she received a message from him.
I love you, Sarah.
I love you too.
Their faces were filled with reluctance and helplessness as they embraced tightly. Hayes finally explained the purpose of his visit, asking Solène to wait for him for 5 years. 5 years would be enough time for him to become a lesser-known celebrity, and by then people would no longer pay attention to his private life, while Solène's daughter would have graduated from college and begun her own life. At the moment of parting, Hayes once again placed the watch on the table, and this time it became the symbol of their promise to meet again. 5 years passed quickly, and just as Hayes predicted, Solène returned to a calm and ordinary life. Her daughter had already graduated from college and built a wonderful life of her own, as if everything had returned to the beginning. But during those 5 years, Hayes never contacted Solène, not even once with a simple greeting. Whenever night fell, Solène would suddenly think of Hayes and sink into deep sadness. She understood that 5 years could change everything, and perhaps Hayes had already started a new life. Even so, every night she watched recordings of Hayes performing on stage, and his face seemed to have grown more mature. Hayes had also written his longing for Solène into his lyrics. Solène seemed to feel his deep emotions, and tears streamed down her face. Every time she returned to her studio, she would think of the familiar figure from the past. One day while she was working carefully, she felt a strange impulse and walked toward the gallery hall, where she finally saw the man she had missed so deeply. After a long wait, the two lovers finally reunited. As their eyes met, the love hidden deep within their hearts suddenly returned. From that moment on, nothing could stop them from being together. In the world of love, age is only a number rather than a barrier, and as long as two people remain devoted to each other, no matter how difficult or distant the road may be, they can continue walking forward together.